Thank you for tuning into Front Seat Views and welcome to another video. You join us in the parking lot of a shopping center in Polokwane called The Greenery. It's quite a new complex. It's less than a year old. B and I have another road trip video for you, and this time we're driving from Polokwane all the way to Pretoria Central. Time wasn't on our side, so we rushed into the checkers to get a few supplies for the road trip. After getting all our road trip essentials, we made our way to the car and got ready for the road. Some quick stats before hitting the road. This is the amount of fuel we had in the tank before leaving. The time was 11:22. The fuel was so low that the car wasn't projecting anything for the range. After getting our snacks ready and setting up the cooler box, we headed out. I always tip the car guards when I have spare change. Do you? Tell me in the comments below. You know how we do it here at Front Seat Views. We always give you lengthy clips when driving in and out of any place that we think might be of interest to you. Remember that there are people who have never seen the places that we're driving through, so we're just trying to give them a better idea of what the places look like. So enjoy. It took us a while to get out of the city because of the high volume of traffic. It was a Friday after all. If there's a cool place or road in Polokwane that you'd like me to explore and to make a video of, let me know in the comments. Guys, let us remember to use our turn signals. They are crucial in letting other drivers know of our intentions. Yeah. aircon wasn't lekker, so I had to open the windows when the temperature in the car became unbearable. Tell me, wasn't there supposed to be a pilot car or whatever it is they call it driving in front of this abnormal load truck convoy? Do let me know in the comments. Our first stop was at a filling station. I love Shell for their V-Power promise and their loyalty program. What's your favorite brand of fuel? Let me know in the comment section. We filled her up with 800 rands of 95 unleaded fuel, which gave us 36.29 liters. And that gave us a full tank and a projected range of 768 kilometers. This service station is always busy because it serves as a perfect rest stop for people who are driving in and out of Polokwane. I forgot to reset the trip computer at the greenery, but luckily I remembered to do it while we were still parked. Now with that out of the way, we hit the road. B and I agreed to take the N1 and take the next exit to Mokopane. We didn't have the budget to pay for the 4 or so toll booths we'd have to drive through to get to our destination should we choose to use the national road. So it's the N1 from Polokwane to Mokopane and the R101 for the rest of the trip. And so we merge. With this being a 1.2 liter naturally aspirated engine, it takes a while to get up to speed, but we got there eventually. We kept it at 120 kilometers per hour. That's how we do it here at FSV. At this point, we were 46 kilometers away from Mokopane and 251 kilometers from Pretoria. That's according to the board next to the road. Wait for it, and there. We locked the cruise control at 120 kilometers per hour and chilled. That's how we do it here at FSV. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this trip with us. Our next stop is Mokopane. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this content. Thank you so much for watching. I love this part of the road. I don't know if it's just me, but being in between these mountains sort of gives me an idea of how small we are in relation to this floating rock that we call home. Nature. Yeah. There was a bit of a crosswind. As you can see, I'm firmly holding onto the steering wheel because I constantly had to make some micro inputs to fight against the wind. But we kept on pushing. And just like that, we had to part ways with the N1. This was our exit. Welcome to Sebetiela Plaza, the one and only toll booth that we paid for on this trip. We got to Mokopane without any problems, and the wind died down a bit, which was good news for us because that meant I didn't have to fight with the steering wheel as much. We checked our trip computer, and being in the heart of Mokopane, we had traveled 47.5 kilometers. And this was our average fuel consumption, 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The only stops we made here were at traffic lights. We had to get a move on because we had to be in Pretoria at a certain time. It took us some time to drive out of Mokopane because the traffic was dense. It was a Friday after all. And with this being the main street, it never disappoints in serving congestions. And this was not even rush hour traffic. The traffic lights weren't helping either. We got to this one at the right time. Perfect timing at this one too. Luckily, it was the last one. Onwards we go. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this content. Thank you so much for watching. Driving in and out of Mokopane is always a treat because this part of the road looks very nice. I just like these trees on both sides of the road. Here, we were chilled and taking it all in. We couldn't wait to get past this truck so we can get a move on. And that's what we did right after the weighbridge. We had to make up some time. After driving past the weighbridge, we picked up our speed. You will hate this road when it's very busy because it's very narrow and there tends to be a lot of trucks traveling here. Luckily for us, it wasn't that busy and there was no wind, so we were cruising nicely. The person who invented cruise control is a genius. Truly a blessing. I can't wait to drive a car that has adaptive cruise control. You do not get as tired as you would driving a car that doesn't have cruise control over long distances. Plus, you tend to drive more efficiently because the car stays at a constant speed without you having to modulate the throttle. So, I like it a lot. We are now in Mookgophong, formerly known as Naboomspruit, a small town that's nestled between Modimolle and Mokopane. If you have made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this content. It will help us to get a wider reach. Thank you so much for watching. If you are from this lovely little town, please let me know in the comment section if there's only these two sets of traffic lights or if there's more. This is the only street that I've driven on, so do let me know. I noticed that B was very tired and sleepy. I picked her up from work after all. So I decided to stop here to check if I can get something from the boot to give her to use as a pillow. So Operation Get B Comfy was underway. This also gave me the opportunity to check our efficiency. As you can see, we were averaging 5 liters per 100 kilometers. And we still had a full tank. This car is very efficient. And can you believe it? The car was projecting 800 kilometers of range from the original 768 kilometers of projected range. The tank must have been filled to the brim, which is good news for us. After that quick stop, we hit the road again. Goodbye Mokopane, Modimolle, here we come. At this point, we were 41 kilometers away from Modimolle and 160 kilometers away from Pretoria if you use the N1. But remember, we are sticking to the R101, so the distance to Pretoria should be slightly more than the one that we saw on the board. I've seen videos of Euphoria Golf Estate and I gotta say, the place looks amazing. I'd love to come here one day. I'll try to save up some funds because as of now, I'm broke. So please subscribe to the channel, share this content, and that will surely help make that dream a reality. At this point, we were 28 kilometers away from Modimolle and 147 kilometers away from Pretoria. If you are this far into the video, consider smashing that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. The mountain that you're seeing in the distance is the famous Thaba ya Modimolle. I'm pretty sure you've heard stories about this mountain. Do you believe any of those stories? Tell me in the comment section. We couldn't wait to get to Modimolle town because B was hungry. But seeing this mountain only meant that we were just a few kilometers out. waited at this intersection for quite a while, but we didn't mind. We wanted to arrive alive, so it's better to be safe than sorry. It was time to pass this truck. We've been following it for quite some time. B wanted to grab some KFC, so we figured we'd make a stop at Modimolle. But surprise, surprise, there wasn't any KFC restaurant in the mall. I then remembered that the KFC in Modimolle is about a kilometer away from the mall on Nelson Mandela Drive. But maybe this was a good thing because this was my first time at this mall. Of course, we couldn't explore it properly because we were in a bit of a hurry. So we just drove around in the parking lot, and I gotta say, the parking lot is quite big. Please let me know if you think this mall is bigger than Jubilee in Hammanskraal. We got to Modimolle with this much fuel in the tank, having used 6.9 liters of fuel since our last reset. We were averaging 5 liters per 100 kilometers. And the car was showing 767 kilometers of range. We took the opportunity to stretch our legs, look around, have a look at the car and make sure the tires are all good before heading out. Our next mission was to find the KFC. The traffic on Nelson Mandela Drive in Modimolle was hectic. This is because of the roadworks that are currently underway on this road. The traffic was slow moving, but after a few hundred meters, we spotted the KFC. Hello, le guy. Rona, kopa bucket for one. Yona fair. O kopa le soft 12, sorry.
The software one.
Ka thigh ne?
Fine, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you.
We only bought food for B because I wasn't hungry yet. I just got myself some ice cream. This good Samaritan stopped for us so we can get back onto the road from the drive-thru. Thank you so much, good sir. With my one hand being on the steering wheel, I just raised the hand that had the ice cream, but I think he got the message. And after a few gear changes, we were out of the slow-moving traffic and making our way to Bela Bela, formerly known as Varambat. Just like Mookgophong, Modimolle is quite a small town. I have to say, it's always nice when you see your country being a construction site, meaning seeing the roads being improved and infrastructure being worked on. So I was very happy to see this road being worked on. I really hope they are making this road wider. That will help take some of the load off of the N1 during peak seasons like the festives or the Easter period, where we see high volumes of traffic. At this point, we were 17 kilometers away from Bela Bela. This is my second favorite road after the R71 Mookgophong road. It has some pretty nice bends. The R71 is by far my favorite. I dream of driving something like an RS6 on that road. So please subscribe to the channel to help make that dream a reality. Thank you so much for watching. The not so good side of roadworks is being stuck behind heavy construction vehicles for a few kilometers. But we chilled. That's how we do it here at FSV. With the construction vehicles out of the way, we picked up the pace. At this point, Bela Bela was in sight. Welcome to Bela Bela, formerly known as Warm Baths or Varambad in Afrikaans. This is a small town in the Limpopo province of South Africa. If you have made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing. Thank you so much for watching. According to the board, we were 42 kilometers away from Hammanskraal and 82 kilometers away from Pretoria. The aim was to stop in Pretoria, but my bladder had other plans. So we had to stop here so I can use the restroom quickly. And the service light in the instrument cluster came on, so I figured maybe if we power cycle the car, it will go off. So we made a quick stop at Bela Mall. We didn't spend that much time here. I just quickly used the restrooms and then we headed out. As you can see, the service light is now off, but I think I need to get the car checked out still. About a kilometer or two away from the mall, I remembered that I didn't look at our numbers, so I did it on the go. This is where our tank was at, and the car was indicating 731 kilometers of projected range. We were averaging 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers. We used 8.7 liters of fuel since our last reset. This is all after traveling a total of 174 kilometers. An efficient little car this. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . This part of the R101 is very narrow, very bumpy and has potholes, so we decided to take it slow. This is Pienaarsrevier, a small town 50 or so kilometers due north of Pretoria. If you are enjoying this video, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing it. Thank you so much for joining us. We are now driving past Mokopane. And this place here is called Carousel View. We made it to Hammanskraal. We are now getting closer to Pretoria. Don't forget to like and share this video. It will help us to get this content to more people like you who enjoy this long form content. Thank you so much for watching. Quick efficiency stats as we drive out of Hammanskraal. This is where our tank was sitting. This is after driving 226 kilometers. We had used 10.8 liters of fuel since our last reset, and we were averaging 4.8 liters per 100 kilometers. The car was still showing 738 kilometers of projected range. This was very good given how close we were to our destination. The traffic from Pretoria to Hammanskraal was starting to pick up. It was almost peak rush hour time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you are enjoying this video. There was a bit of traffic around the Pienaarsrevier junction area, but nothing too hectic. The traffic was flowing nicely. Since this was in the afternoon, most of the traffic was heading the opposite direction because people were knocking off and going home. I love mountain passes. This looks beautiful. Welcome to Pretoria, the capital of South Africa.
Stars are shining, heart is dying. I can't believe you moved on. Hey, just a second, my heart is breaking. I needed to be with you. Oh, stars are shining, heart is dying. I can't believe you moved on. Just a second, my heart is breaking. I needed to be with you. Stars are shining, heart is dying. I can't believe you moved on. Just a second, my heart is breaking. I needed to be with you. Stars are shining, heart is dying. I can't believe you moved on. Just a second, my heart is breaking. I needed to be with you.
At this point, we were a few minutes away from our destination. We just had to survive the minibus taxis. And survive we did. At last, we got to our destination right on time. Let's have a look at our final efficiency numbers. The car is projecting 611 kilometers of range after traveling 268 kilometers. We used 13 liters of fuel, averaging 4.8 liters per 100 kilometers. And this is what our tank is looking like. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again.